Okay, well, that makes sense. I guess here we are playing in full Mafia mode, so yeah, really gotta keep your wits about you here. Kind of sneaking inside this Russian station. I'm delivering this special package to Boris right now. I didn't know this was what I was gonna sign up for when I became a Trans-Siberian rail driver, but here you go, here he is. We are on our way, folks. We are driving our Trans-Siberian railway simulator, and the Mafia is very much watching every move that we're doing. Approaching a dangerous place. What does that mean? Am I approaching like the hood or something, I guess? So it looks like we've been tasked with blowing up this bridge, but we just need to pass it first. I really don't want to let the Mafia down, folks. I really don't. If we get into trouble, we could die. Oh, I really should have had some bananas and milk before we did this. Ah, that's some good milk. Yeah, just let me do your dirty work, mate. You'll be fine. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator. Now this game has only just been released on the 30th of May, I think it was, on Steam. So if you're interested in checking it out, I will leave a link below if you like what you see here today. This is going to be a bit of an interesting one because this is not just any rail or train simulator. This is kind of the full experience. So the official Steam description says, get behind the controls of a classic Russian locomotive and see if wild animals, bad people, strong frosts, and a constantly breaking locomotive is able to stop you. Try to survive on the longest railway line in the world. Okay, so there was a demo of this game out for a little while actually, and I did have a quick kind of peek at the demo, I must say, a little while back, but it's only just been released, as I mentioned, as a full game, and this is still in early access. But we're going to go ahead and just dive right into the game today. And it actually is interesting because there are kind of 3 different modes that you can play the game in. There's full simulator mode, which is basically you just drive the train, do the actual jobs and complete all the tasks and whatnot. Manage the locomotive, but there's no survival elements, okay? Survival elements are things like you need to eat, need to kind of, stay warm and all that kind of stuff. So if you want that on top of the simulator, you can choose survival mode. So it's basically simulator plus survival elements. Okay, you still have to complete all your jobs and whatnot, but you have to try and stay warm. You gotta, stay hydrated and all that kind of stuff. I believe you got to eat as well. There's a hangover metric and all that kind of stuff. I guess if you have too much vodka and all that kind of stuff. And finally, there's this story mode, which is basically survival and simulator, plus you get complete missions for the Mafia as well. So to be honest with you, I'm not too sure which one I should choose for today's video. This is more of a first look. You know what? I might just go full fat and just see what we get with the story mode. And it's quite easy to quote unquote die in the game as well. So it's not like in Derail Valley, and you're just, completely invincible. You can actually die even if you hop off the train when it's moving and all that kind of stuff, and you can get shot at, I believe, in story mode with the Mafia and whatnot. So let's go ahead anyway and just get right into the game. And we're just going to choose story mode. I'm going to go ahead and skip the tutorial. Kind of had a little bit of a sneak peek at this game in the demo anyway previously. So let's go ahead and skip the tutorial here. And we are playing Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator in full story mode. So here we go. Right. So the station announcer is saying that railway passengers and employees, the private carrier has been restored to service the freight line. We wish you a pleasant and safe journey. So it looks like here we've got a little bit of a station building. And you'll see quite a bit of this in the game. People just sort of drunk. Good to see you, old comrade. Now it is time to get back on the railway tracks and prove that you are best at what you do. While holding your railway post, you'll be working for, I guess, the Mafia at the same time. It's a difficult one, but I promise you're going to be paid well for every completed assignment. Okay. Bear in mind how long it took us to convince the director to reissue a license for you. He said that he has a lot of transport orders for you on the route to... I'm not going to even try and say that. So you cannot let him down because you will go back to the gulag. Or before you start, brush up on your skill in driving a locomotive. Okay, so it wants us to go over to the locomotive, but there's a few other bits and pieces here just to sort of be mindful of as well. Now, before we go too much further into this as well, if you look at the top left of the screen, you'll see see there's all these little bars, and they're not quite full yet, which is good, because when they get full, that means that you need to do something about it. So hunger wise, thirst wise, alcohol, we've got no alcohol in the system. We've got a little bit of hangover there, which is interesting. We've got some no illness and no hypothermia. Now, hypothermia wise, if you look at the far bottom right of the screen, you'll see there that there's a handy little temperature display. Okay, now because we are playing in full story and survival mode, we may well end up dying, I guess, in this video. We'll see how we go. If story mode proves to be a little bit annoying with the mafia, I might just go ahead and dial it back to survival mode and just avoid the mafia missions. So we'll see how that goes anyway. Right, but I just thought for the full spirit of the game, to take care of, you know, the full experience, we'll have a look at story mode. So, all right, looks like we can buy some things here. So we've got flashlight. We've got $1,000 anyway, so let's just go ahead and spend a bit of money, get a flashlight. And yep, okay, so it looks like we can get a banana, we can get milk, apples. Yeah, so let's get quite a bit of milk here. Some Russian I am. We'll get some bananas as well. That's interesting. There's only selling 2 bananas. I'm gonna go ahead and just get quite a few apples actually, because I don't know how long between stations. I hear that it can take quite a bit of time. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase all these apples, because how's them apples? How about them apples? Bad joke. All right, cabbage, might as well just get all these. I'm just going to go ahead and get all of these guys, because I really... onion, really? All right, I'll get 1 onion. Right, and it looks like... Ooh, okay, we can get a knife. I'll go ahead and just get this knife from this shady looking salesman here. Look at this, there's a Lada Niva in the background here. Very, very realistic indeed. You know that you're in Russian territory when you see one of these bad boys. Okay, and even shadier, what do we got here? Ooh, white bread. Okay, we'll get that. We'll get some rye. We're just going to stock right up here, folks, because I think we're going to need this. And we don't know. Maybe we're going to end up dying. Maybe the mafia is going to kill us today. Who knows? This is definitely a full-service kind of simulator for sure. So this is being kind of referred to around the traps as like My Summer Car, but with a railway bent. So kind of like Derail Valley, My Summer Car, kind of have to fix your locomotive. There's all these parts you can buy for your locomotive and all this kind of stuff. And you can, you know, you can actually break down, parts can break as you drive the locomotive, so you need to replace them as well. So I'm just going to head over to the mafia shop here, and I'll catch up with you in just a sec. This guy's really having some trouble, I think. Hopefully we don't end up like this poor guy here. He really looks like he's been affected by the old alcohol. Too much vodka. Okay, so here we are at the mafia shop now. It's funny how there's a normal entrance to the mafia shop. And what's this on the ground here? We've got some celery. Oh, that's really not looking good. But anyway, there's not much to do here. I'm not going to take this poor guy's grapefruit. I don't think he deserves to have his grapefruit stolen. Everyone is just completely out of it. But the mafia themselves, they're actually down here in this little dodgy kind of basement-ish area. So we're just going to go in and say hi. Leaving the gulag is like entering a whole new world. Nevertheless, everything remains the same with us. Here, our rules are strict, and loyalty to the boss is key. You cannot let us down, because you will not get a second chance. Okay, well, that makes sense. I guess here we are playing in full mafia mode. So, yeah, really got to keep your wits about you here. I'm actually just wondering where that knife went that I did purchase. So let's just go into inventory with tab. Ah, yep, there it is. Okay, so the way this works is you've got Q, which shows you your small inventory, and this just shows you things at quick, I guess, quick access kind of thing. And then if you hit tab, you can drag things out of here. So if I don't want apples, I want to put my knife down here, for example. Or let's just say I want to move the milk out, put the knife and the flashlight here, maybe some bananas, and that's it. There you go. So now this is not something that I normally do on my channel, but I figured this is a railway simulator, and we can wield knives and we can wield weapons, so that's just the way it's going to be today. But we're going to be using our powers for good and not evil. Especially be using this banana for good and not evil as well. Okay, so as we make our way over to the locomotive shed, so you can, we've got a railway worker here. Now the really cool thing with this game is that you can actually purchase all sorts of spare parts, right? So brake cylinders, shock absorbers, suspension parts, everything that you can imagine. Axle box bearings, look at the size of these. These are absolutely massive, as you could imagine. Recuperation engine, interesting. Journal box, roller cases, these look like all axle related components. Journal boxes, brake cylinders again, more bearings. Yeah, look at this. We've got like all sorts of things. We've got handbrakes, levers, headlights. You can finally sell that scrap heap. There's always something wrong with it. Right, so look at this. Look at this bad boy. This is our locomotive, okay? Now this, I should just mention as well, this whole game, I guess, is based on this Soviet or Russian train, I guess you could say, and it all runs on electricity coming from these overhead wires, okay? So we've got things called a pantograph, which is basically you've got this little frame on top of the locomotive that you extend up, and that's how it gets its electricity to actually drive the train, okay? So there's no diesel engine or anything in this, okay? You've got these two sort of locomotives, and they're kind of just coupled together, and they stay coupled together, and then basically you just drive from the front, I guess, locomotive. All right, so right now I do know from the tutorial that we do have issues with our speedometer, and I'm just going to show how that works as well. So if we go E and just climb up into here, you'll notice as well that our temperature still hasn't changed. This thing is still stone cold in here. Okay, and the dispatcher is just telling us wagons with coal are ready for transport. They are on track 8 by platform 3. So that's where our coal is, just over there. It's just highlighted that for us as well. So let's go ahead and get that all sorted out. But before we do that, we can jump into inspection mode. Okay, so we just point at the window there and hit E. And then that kind of takes you into an external view. And you can use this during travel as well, which is cool, to get a bit of an external view of the locomotive. Now, if in this view, just go ahead and hit T, you can see here that it kind of highlights all of the parts of the locomotive that can be worn out. So you can see here these massive axle box bearings, durability 100%. Everything in green, as you could imagine, is in good shape. But you can see here, sticking out like a sore thumb, we've got our speedometer, which is completely destroyed at the moment. So this needs to be kind of fixed up. So it's a good idea just to fix that before we get moving. There is a spare speedometer here that we can purchase. So we'll go ahead and just get out of inspection view. Okay, just hit E to remove, to go back to normal first person view. What we need to do first is, there is a spanner here. So we'll go ahead and just get the spanner. And then if we go ahead and highlight the spanner, this is where the My Summer Car kind of vibes come in. We can go ahead and just unscrew the speedometer. So we'll do that. All right. Now, I'm just going to go into my inventory and just remove a few other bits and pieces. Let's just remove these bananas out of here. Okay. And now there's a way to remove this. There we go. And just click on that, I think. And you can see there's a little check mark as well. It's kind of like My Summer Car. It really has those vibes, doesn't it? Press E to put in the inventory. I'm not sure if there's a way to actually drop this, but because if I hold E, nothing happens. But yeah, I'm just going to press E, and I'm just going to move it right down there. Okay, so that when I buy this one, it gets put into my quick inventory like so. Okay, and now we can go ahead and just mount. If we select our brand new one, we can just go ahead and mount it. Now we'll just go back to the wrench and just using left click to just screw these bolts back in. Right click unscrews them, left click screws them back in. Okay, so there we go. We've just got our brand new speedometer that we've just purchased as well. Our money's still doing okay, $929 or rubles or whatever you want to call it. I'm not too sure whether we should purchase any of this stuff, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll get an axle box bearing or two, and maybe I will go ahead and get I don't know, there's a whole bunch of stuff here that you can actually get. They've even got attention control, like vigilance controls that you can purchase. I don't know, maybe one of these roller cases, maybe a recuperation engine. That does sound important. Okay, a couple of lock voltage regulator. yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to purchase any of this stuff right now, but I'm going to go ahead and just go back into the locomotive now, and we'll start this thing and we'll get moving down the tracks and just see how long we last. I'm fully expecting I'm going to die soon because the mafia is in the game, so, and there's all sorts of enemies. Right, so to start the entire locomotive and get this thing moving, first thing you do is just come into the second kind of locomotive here, come to the back and turn on the small compressor. Okay, so that's been done. And then you come into the rear cab, and I'd just like to, let's just turn off this inventory here, but just hit Q and just roll the mouse wheel and just undo the handbrake. Small compressor is on. And yeah, so that's this one right here. You can see that small compressor is running. It's a good idea to close these doors behind you, not to keep the bad guys out, but just to keep the heat in. Okay, so this is back to the front of the locomotive. Let's go ahead and just undo this handbrake as well. Okay, now what we need to do is get into the guts of the, well, starting up the train, I guess. Now what I like to do is just come in here and just turn on the pantographs. So raise them up and then turn on pantographs power, and then you'll see that we've got power, main current, only 3000 volts there, just over 3000 volts. Go ahead and turn on the compressors, and then that will fill up our main reservoir. And it looks like our lights are kind of flickering on and off here. There's a way to get bright cab illumination, so we'll get that going. Ooh, I've got our operating manual here. Press E to read. Oh yeah, that just shows you a whole bunch of text like this, which is very ugly. But I'm not going to go through that now. I kind of know enough about this locomotive, how to drive it. So let's just close these doors. Now before we get moving as well, there is a VU, which is like the, I don't know, some sort of locomotive control system that you do need to activate, otherwise you'll go nowhere fast. Okay, so we've got power now, we've got compressor has filled up our main res. We'll just go ahead and make sure our brakes are all released. Main brake handle, locomotive brake is released. There is a brake blocking here, which we'll just set to brakes released, and I believe that just releases our brakes. So handbrakes are off as well. And now signaling, there's a signalization, turn that on. Heating, this is very important. If you don't want to freeze, you'll see there it says minus 21 degrees Celsius still at the bottom right. We'll go ahead and just turn on our heating. Okay, and you'll see there it's minus 25. It's actually getting warmer now, minus 23. Yep, so we're getting warm, which is good. And it's good to get these doors closed, like I said, behind you. Okay, so we'll get our heating first set, second set on. Might as well just go ahead and turn our lights on as well. And these are our gauge lights here, like this. Now there is a cool little radio as well. I'm not sure if this is copyrighted or anything, but I'm kind of moving around in my chair right now. This is pretty cool. I'll just turn that off for the moment because I'm not sure if that's copyrighted. Okay, all right, so I think we're pretty much ready to go almost. Now we've just got these two circuits that you need to engage. One is KVC and one is BV1. Now one of these is the main and the other one is the auxiliary. I can't remember which is which, but the main thing to remember is when you turn them on, you need to do a reset. Okay, otherwise, you see here it says KVC needs to be reset. So turn them on, do a reset, and then that light goes off, and then same thing for BV1. So turn on this circuit, and then you can see there BV1 needs to be reset, and you get some nice little sounds to indicate that's been done. And all these lights have gone off. The only light that hasn't turned off is the fuel generator, which I don't really think you need to worry about. So once you've done all this, you just go ahead and move the I guess the reverser into forward position, M as it's called. And I've just done some key binds as well, just so you all know. It's a good idea to just bind your throttle keys to the arrow keys, which is what I've done here. So now you can just go ahead, notch one. I'm just going to go a few notches up. And we are moving, folks. And oh, you can open the window. The cool thing with this game is as you open and close windows and doors, the sound actually does change. Okay, now I've turned on the compressor as you saw earlier, and we do need to turn on the engine cooling at least for low speed for now, so we've got that going. Just want to show you this big compressor as it's running. That's just this one right here. So you can see that that's actually, there you go, you can see that's actually running. So that's for the brakes. Not a good idea to be out here while the engine is moving. Obviously you do need to drive as well. Okay, so we are moving, folks. So what we need to do is basically couple up to these ore wagons, and then we'll go ahead and move on down the line, I guess. So let's see how we go with this thing. Just increase the throttle a little bit here. You can't increase it too much, so I'm in notch 7 and it goes all the way to like notch 34 from the looks. If you increase the throttle too much, you get this little white light that turns on. See that? That little white light? And that means that you've increased the throttle too much. Alright, let's just go back to 0 here and then put on the brakes, put them on the hard, because this locomotive brake is very weak from experience. And we are braking, believe it or not. Okay, maybe a little bit too hard there. We kind of need to clear those points, so I might have braked just a little bit too hard. Let's put the old head out and see. Okay, I think we're clear of that switch, hopefully. Just go ahead and apply, and you can just use the scroll wheel here to do this. 40%. Make sure that you kind of stop, otherwise you can die, even if you jump off the train when it's moving at like 10 miles an hour or something, you know, it's something ridiculous like that. So you kind of just have to make sure you don't jump when you're moving even slightly fast. Okay, so there we go. We've just moved our points over. Now we can reverse to those railway wagons. And got some nice sounds here as we're just running through the snow. No footsteps though. Can't see any footprints in the snow. I was going to say sand. And this is our lovely locomotive, or set of locomotives. Cool. Okay, let's get inside. See, as soon as I get inside, you can see the temperature is now 16 degrees in here. So we're nice and toasty. And our hypothermia bar has gone back down to nothing, which is good. Okay, now let's put the reverser into reverse, and then we'll go ahead and get off the brake. And then reverse this thing. Yeah, so one thing I'm not sure about is this ammeter doesn't seem to be functional. I'm not sure, maybe it's something I've done wrong, but I remember in the demo it used to show you the amps you were pulling as you were accelerating the train, which is weird. Now, not weird, but that used to work and now it's not working, which is weird, I guess. So anyway, not too sure. Let's get off the throttle. Whoops, off the throttle. I'm going a bit fast. Let's put a little bit of brake on. I'm not sure how far away we are, but I think if we just slow this thing down a little bit. We don't want to damage the train, so release the brakes. We are moving a bit fast. I'm worried about hopping off so when it's moving like this. Let's just put a bit more brake on. Okay. I think we're okay to hop off. I really hope I don't die. Ooh, okay, very good. I tell you, even just moving slightly too fast, you can die just by hopping off like that. So, oh no, come on, you can do this. I'll check back with you in just a moment, folks. Okay, so here we are. We've got our engine just coasting in very slowly, as you can see here, to couple up. Okay, now there's nothing else you really need to do here, as far as I understand. No handbrakes or anything to release. And you can see here they've done a pretty good job on just modeling the bogies and whatnot. These coil springs are not quite modeled, but yeah, they've probably done a little bit of a better job there. But otherwise, the 3D model and things like that looks pretty cool. This is how you disconnect them using the coupling lever. You don't have to worry about any brake hoses, it seems. So that's interesting. None of that to kind of worry about. It'll be a big shame if I get all this way down the road and then somehow the mafia kills me. But like I said, I'm prepared to do this again in just non-story mode, in survival mode, without the mafia, if required, because I'm quite enjoying this. Disconnect coal wagons on track 1 at platform 6. Maximum transit time is 1 hour. Okay, alright, interesting. So time right now, I can't quite see that. But you can see there's a timer ticking down, which is a little bit annoying. They kind of give you a time limit to complete this. So just make sure the brakes are released, and let's go ahead and just, whoops, no, not reverse. We want to go forward and then apply some, let's go to position 6. And it really does take time to accelerate this train, I find, but you kind of just have to be patient. So we'll go probably notch 8. It's really a shame that this ammeter is not working. I'm not too sure why. There's nothing else here that I can see. Signalization on, heating's on, bright cabs on, handles heating. Interesting. Projector light. Do we want that? I guess we do. Got our other lights on. Second section reservoir venting. Not sure what that is, but battery current. Right, buffer color. Oh yeah, fans. Oh, that's cool. In true Soviet or Russian form, you can see here that these fans are just completely unguarded, ready to chop your head off at a moment's notice. All right, we are moving actually. We're not doing too bad, doing about 10 k's an hour. So that's, what's that, about 6 miles an hour pretty much. All right, we're picking up speed, so I think we should be able to just increase our throttle a little bit more. Let's go to notch 12 out of 34. Now I've done some key binding, like I said. I recommend that you put the arrow keys on your throttle, okay? And then I've just put H for the horn, so I don't have to keep coming down to this side to blow the horn. So I can just use that from the keyboard, okay? And away we go, folks. Now at this point you can, like I said, if you hit E at this window, you can jump into inspection view, and you can see how we are on our way, folks. We are driving our Trans-Siberian railway simulator, and we're moving our iron ore today, I think. And the mafia is very much watching every move that we're doing, so even it's not enough to survive, we also got to make sure that we don't get killed by the mafia. So this should be an interesting episode indeed. Interesting first look video. So we'll just have to see how we go, won't we? And hopefully we don't die. Just making our way through these points. Probably going a little bit too fast if I'm honest with you. Let's reduce the throttle down a little bit. Now thirst is kind of building up as we're doing all of this as well. I'm going a little bit fast. Let's just get off the throttle completely here. 40 k's an hour, which is just, let's get through these points first. And I'm not even sure if I should be using the horn like this or the whistle. What's the difference? That sounds better to me, actually. We've got our traffic just waiting patiently for us. Now I'm off the throttle and speed is reducing. It does seem to hold its momentum quite a lot, this train. Once you get up to speed, you can kind of relax on the throttle and it will hold its momentum. Not sure if that's realistic or not. And I'm going to get back onto, okay, so it says, I'll get back on the throttle. It says, in a moment, you'll need to lower the pantographs. This is typically used in areas where overhead lines are present, such as electrical railway tracks. Yeah, that makes sense, but why lower them? And sections of the track where overhead lines are not energized. Okay, so that's the point. Apparently, if you keep the pantographs up, extended, when you don't have any energized cable, apparently that's how you damage the locomotive. So not really sure how that makes sense, but I guess we'll just look out for, there's a sign coming up soon that shows you the non-energized section of the track, and I guess we'll just have to make sure we lower the pantographs at that point, which is basically these two right here, these two switches, pantograph 1 and 2. Okay, so we'll keep the power on for the minute, keep our speed kind of, yeah, we are picking up a bit of speed. Okay, so here you go. There's the sign, that blue sign, to lower the pantograph. So let's just do that. And if we head on outside, we can see that our pantographs have been lowered. These frames here, they've been lowered down. So they're not touching the wires. Okay. And here's another sign coming up that, oh yeah, okay, I think that sign looks different, maybe, I don't know. Not too sure, but that is basically telling us to raise the pantographs. Let's get out of this inspection view. Hit F. Lower the pantographs. I think... Oh, I see. Not sure. Maybe I had to turn the power off as well. Paragraph 1 and 2 is off, so I don't know why it's telling me to lower them still. Okay, maybe it just needed me to cycle through those buttons a bit. Okay, so here's the... Okay, so that makes sense. This is the sign that says raise them. You can see it's got a vertical bar instead. That makes more sense. So turn on the power and then turn on the pantographs themselves. You can see the main current has been restored. When you lower pantographs and raise them, remember to reset the engines. Okay, so we need to do a reset. So the KVC and BV1 are both on, but we just need to reset them. Okay, like we did before. And now we should have power once again. Yep, so we're increasing speed. Now we've got... This game really doesn't hold your hand with signals, so you've got to watch for red signals. So you can see there that we've got an amber coming up, I believe. So we'll make sure that we get off the throttle, I think, here. Listen carefully. It is time to take on your first assignment. Oh, this is the mafia stuff now. Our position is threatened by rival groups. We must show them that we'll go as far as needed and use drastic measures to defend our interests. Oh boy. Okay. Nearest railway bridge is key to the logistics of the group. They are smuggling guns, drug money. It all goes through this point. If we knock it down, it'll deal them a hell of a blow. We'll paralyze their actions and disable them from holding sway. Okay, alright, well... Oh, I really should have had some bananas and milk before we did this. Please wait for further instructions. Okay, alright. I don't think we need to stop just yet, but we do have a red signal. You know what? Let's just put the brakes on. I'm going to go emergency brakes. Just knowing how long it takes for this blasted train to stop. You know, that signal, that red signal is not for me. So let's let's just... I'm just trying to keep this thing under control a bit. Okay, so let's get back on the power. We'll get closer to the bridge. This is really interesting. I really don't want to let the mafia down, folks. I really don't, because if we get into trouble, we could die. So, oh boy. All right. Well, we'll keep this thing moving for the moment. Come on, let's put the power back on. Are the brakes even off? I'm not too sure. Release and charge. Release. I think they are. That's brake lines released, I think. Let's give it a bit more power. The guy said to wait for further instruction. You know what? I'm going to use this moment now. Oh, okay. Just kind of pauses the game. Let's move this spanner out and these bearings, and let's put some bread in our inventory here. Okay, let's hold E to eat. Let's eat our bread. Oh. Okay, hunger's completely disappeared. That's good. Okay. So we've got a bit of thirst going on as well. Let's just move one of these breads out. Put some milk here. We're going to be good today. We're going to drink some milk. Not this alcohol business for us. Not yet, at least. Ah, that's some good milk. If you'll believe it, I'm drinking milk in this Russian train simulator and not vodka. Okay, Q. Oops. Let's go back to the old fist. Why is this thing moving so slow? Come on. No, it's not happy. Come on, give me power. This is taking a little bit of time, folks. Sorry about that. If we open this window... Oh, press E to enter lean out mode. Nice. Okay, so we can do that. Oh, that's really not that great anyway. I guess there's no chance of falling off though if you do it this way rather than if you open the door like this and do it, which is very dangerous as well because, well, very dangerous. Oh boy, I don't want to fall off. Oh god, okay, alright, quick. Need to stop. Oh no, that's a red signal. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're just blowing through the red signal here, folks. This is not good. See, this is what happens when you mess around. There's a train on the bridge. We've just blown through a red signal here. We are going to need to reverse. Okay, let's reverse. I hope that train's not coming at us. This is too much. You really got to keep your wits about you here. Hangover. Interesting. Is that milk giving us a hangover somehow? I'm not too sure. Let's just reverse here. Sorry about this, folks. I'm just going to reverse back and we'll see what happens. That train is coming at us. Oh god. Okay. We need to reverse here. Okay. Okay, alright. That's enough. Now we can brake. Let's put it on to service 2. Service 1 is the weakest, service 2 is stronger, and I guess service 3 is the strongest, and then you got emergency. Okay. Alright, that was close. You really gotta watch what you're doing in this game, I tell ya. It's good that it doesn't just tell you signal past the danger and then end the tutorial, or end the mission, I should say. Okay, green. So let's go forward. Let's release the brakes. And brakes take a bit of time, I guess, to release. That's what's going on here. Come on, let's move. Nope, don't want that white light. Okay, so it looks like position 8. Notch 8 is the maximum you can do when starting off. Okay. We're gradually picking up momentum, I guess. Come on. Come on. We do have a heavy train behind us, so this is going to take a bit of time. Handbrakes are off, and I did turn off the handbrake in the other carriage. Okay, so it's it was talking about destroying a bridge, so I'm not too sure. Like, isn't that bridge also serving us? So if we destroy the bridge, we won't be able to like run our train. Not too sure, but let's continue this thing going. Got a little sun visor here. That's handy. What's this? Oh, Nikita is waiting for you on the other side of the bridge. Take the package and explosive from you. Oh, geez. Okay, so this is all going down now, folks. We are actually going to blow up this bridge from the looks. So before we can do that, though, sorry, bridge. Looks like we just need to pass you first. Let's increase the power a bit so that we can get through across this bridge. We don't want to leave these guys waiting, otherwise we could die. Okay, there's Nikita over the other side. Oh, Nikita. What are we doing? Okay, so we're just in inspection mode here. I just wanted to catch a little bit of a... So it looks like we've been tasked with blowing up this bridge, but we just need to pass it first. So we'll go ahead and just, I guess, we'll go over the bridge and then we'll blow it up, won't we? Okay, so we're getting closer to Nikita now. Nikita, whom has the explosives. I just want to make sure as well that the train itself is going to clear the bridge, otherwise we're going to be in big trouble if we blow up the bridge whilst we have our train on it. So let's get ready on the braking. Just know how notoriously slow everything is to react from an acceleration and braking point of view. I think if we stop the train more or less right around here, Are we just going to stop right here? I guess so. Let's just do it. Service braking 2 should be enough. Okay, well, hopefully there's no traffic in front. Let's get out. There's our lovely train. I think it's cleared the bridge. Looks like it has. We'll find out in just a sec anyway. Okay, so, Nikita, this is the moment I've worked hours, days and weeks for. As a pyrotechnician, I'm the creator of magic in the air. The blasts of colors and patterns are like my brushes, painting beautiful pictures in the sky. Okay. Press E to take the explosive charge. I'm getting out of here. I must always act with professionalism and attention to safety. You just let me do your dirty work, mate. You'll be fine. Plant an explosive on the bridge. Just be careful not to blow up your train in the process. Okay. You have 15 minutes to do this. Oh wow, okay. So you can see there, because we're working for the mafia, we've got this additional objective here that we have to blow up this bridge, which again doesn't really make much sense to me because we're going to lose this route, I would have thought. I guess we're not coming back this way for a while. Alright, anyway, let's get on over here. We've only got 15 minutes to do this in real time at least, so should be able to just make it over to the bridge, plant this explosive, and then that will be that. Hopefully we're not too close to the bridge here. Yeah, I think we're just fine. Just clear of it. Okay, so here we are on the bridge, and here's a good enough spot, I think. So, oh yeah, okay, so there's our bomb. No, that's not our bomb. Where's our bomb? Package to Boris. Explosive charge, there we go. Let's move this milk out. Put this explosive charge there. And then, there we go. Oh, 30 seconds, run! Run, 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 run. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're about to blow this bridge up, folks. We'll just stand here and watch, eh? Watch as this bridge goes bye-bye. It's gonna blow any second now. Here goes the bridge. Wow, okay. Well, that's... Whew, okay, alright. Well, it looks like we have completely sorted this bridge out for the time being, at least. There's one mission completed. This package inside has blueprints for making bombs. Give it to Boris. He is Nikita's trainee. He's waiting for you in the station building. You have 1 hour and 15 minutes. Oh man, okay, alright. Deliver a package to... Oh, that's what I saw in my inventory just now. This must be it here. Okay, alright. I don't think we've got much time to waste here, so let's just continue going. I'm not even too sure where we're going to end this video, if I'm honest with you, but I think once we stop at the next station, I think we are going to Novosglavny. Yeah, okay, so it's the same destination basically. So we'll deliver the wagons and we'll deliver this package to Boris at the same station, okay? And it looks like we've got quite a bit of time to do this, so let's... If I'm honest with you, I don't really enjoy the time limitation element of this, but, well, it is what it is. We'll just keep it moving. Because at the same time, you have to really keep your wits about you as well when it comes to actually making sure you're not going through a red light and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, so we're forward. Let's go. Take it up to notch 8, because that's our maximum throttle we can do. And we just have to play the waiting game now. Come on. Come on. Actually, this is a good point right here to just have a look. Bit of an inspection on our train. Ooh, look at that. Okay, alright. So now we can actually start to see that parts are actually beginning to wear out on this lovely train of ours. Oh, I should have got some of these guys last time. Brake cylinder. I can't remember if I even got a brake cylinder. I'll have to check the inventory, but I definitely got some bearings. Axle box bearings are looking okay, but it's looking like these springs are coming down a little bit. Shock absorbers are coming down. Just got to watch the signals as well as we do this. And speedometer's losing it quite a bit as well. Heater. Ooh, the heater is really taking a hit. The handle itself is wearing out. Wow, so as you drive this train, it's actually taking wear and tear. All of these parts are actually wearing out in real time. So the bearings and all that kind of stuff, they're all wearing out. The heater, everything that you can basically interact with on the train is wearing. So, wow, okay. Let's increase the throttle just a little bit here. And we just have to keep an eye out. It's handy that it's got the destination distances up at the top right there. You can see there that our destination, I'll just call it Glavny, is only 2.8k away, so that's good. It's not too far. And then we've got the shop at the same distance as well. And then there's a mafia shop and a bar a little bit further away from there. So that's interesting. I'm just really trying to keep my wits about me here. Just watching out for the signals. Don't want to run a red light or anything like that. I'm guessing all the switches are automatically kind of set for us, so that's good. But you just don't want to run any red lights. And you know what? I'm doing 40 k's an hour. I'm just going to back off the power completely here because there is a signal. Slow down to at least 40 to prevent locomotive getting damaged. You are approaching a dangerous place. Okay, alright, well, good thing I got off the power. I'm at 39 k's an hour, so I'm just under the limit. Approaching a dangerous place, what does that mean? Am I approaching like the hood or something, I guess? Oop. Keep the wits about, keep the wits about. I'm just looking out for any red signals. I don't want to, if there's any reds, I really got to get on the brake right now. You know, I think I might have missed getting some ammunition and some weapons earlier as well. Beginning of a dangerous place. Okay, alright. You know, this is indicate boundaries of the dangerous section must travel at reduced speed. This may include places such as construction sites, limited visibility, or regions with specific hazards. Oh, okay. I thought it's like mafia related or something, like someone's going to start shooting at us. I've got some rail workers down here. But we're keeping our speed in check, so that's fine. Okay, our railway disconnection area, the destination is actually coming up soon. It's lighting up that for us on the screen. It's highlighting that for us, I should say. Okay, it looks like there's a switch we've got to go through. And that sign, I think that means keep your pantographs up, I think. Yeah, just got to get ready for this switch, I think. End of a dangerous place. Ah, okay, that's what that means. End of a dangerous place. Right. So when it's vertical with the dots, it's end. And I think when it's horizontal, it's beginning. That's cool. And I think in the trailer for this game, I saw the guy shooting at these fellows with his Kalashnikov. I'm not going to do that today. That switch is coming up, actually. Let's keep the speed in check. What are we at? We're at position 5 on the throttle. Oh, really got disconnect coal wagons at Glavny on track 1, platform 6. Oof, okay. I'm guessing you're gonna set the points for me, dude, Mr. Dispatch Man. Once we get to this Glavny station, I'll deliver this package. We'll disconnect these wagons, and I think we'll call it, folks, for this episode, because I'm mindful of time as well. I'm really excited though about this game. This is quite interesting indeed. If you're enjoying the game as well, please do let me know, obviously, in the comments. Always welcome your comments. The sounds are actually done fairly well. You get those nice solenoid sounds when you go between notches 0 and 1, which is very realistic as well. All the switchgear and circuitry changing behind you. I'm just following these points right through. I'm not sure that we need to change anything right now. The dispatcher should be doing this for us, so we'll just keep this thing moving for the moment. keeping our speed in check. You can see Boris is highlighted. He's 480 meters away. Got our switch coming up first though. I think we'll take care of the wagons first because they're 33 minutes away. Okay. Alright, oops, oh boy. I think we need to stop. Oh god. Yeah, okay. I see. What's it telling us to do? I think we need to disconnect the wagons up there. Okay, so let's just come down here. Yeah, okay, we need to flip this over. That's cool. Disconnect wagons and then go through this way, I think. Ah, it's a bit annoying. Did that wrong. Come on. Try not to apply too much throttle. As soon as you apply too much, it shows this red marker. That just says that you have applied too much. So I'm just going right up to notch 9 there, it looks like, without stalling the train. Service braking 3. Come on, come on, come on. Should be able to jump off now. Okay, good enough for me. Okay, so let's E to switch. We'll go forward, disconnect. Look at this. I really love the when you get up close, you can see all these little scratches on the train as well, on the locomotive. So you can really tell, like, look at that. They've really done a good job with the textures on the actual locomotive as well. I'm not sure what engine this game actually uses, but they've done a pretty good job indeed. Alright, let's get off the brakes. Just need to pull ahead, I think. Come on, come on. Let's close these doors up. Interestingly, it's still 16 degrees in here, but it's 1 degree Celsius back here. Let's close this. See if that makes a difference. I think it might be, actually. It's starting to warm up. If I open the door... Yeah, look at that. Open the door. The temperature actually drops down. That's cool. That is really good. And it's 16 degrees here in the cab. We'll keep it nice and toasty. Okay, we just need to pull ahead here. We'll give our package to Boris as well once we disconnect these wagons. I just want to disconnect wagons first because there's only 30 minutes left on those. Yeah, I'll be glad once we disconnect these wagons because it's really slowing us down. With this radio. Love it. That is awesome. You can even rewind and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure what difference that does make, but I guess it might do. Alright, I want to try and nail this and make sure that we stop the wagons in pretty much exactly the area that we want them to be. So let's get off the throttle completely here. Okay, we're past the area where we need to drop off, but we're still within this zone here. I think the whole train needs to be over that. So let's open this window. Lean out mode. That lean out mode really doesn't do much, unfortunately. Come on, close the window. I'll stop the engine, I guess, within this zone, just towards the end of this zone here. Love it. Just give that guy the old horn. Get ready on the brakes here. Alright, putting on a service 3. Might go back down to service 2 and 1 actually. Now let's keep it on service 3. Actually, let's just go emergency. Come on. That's better. Let's, I think we're okay. Yeah, this should be fine, I think. Now, yeah, I'm gonna say that's fine. That's well within the red zone there, I can see. So let's go ahead and disconnect the wagons, and then that should complete our mission. Nice. Okay, well that's 2 drops completed, folks. I think we just need to deliver this package to Boris now. And yeah, so we'll do that, and I think we'll call it for this episode. It's funny how completing that big job with those iron ore wagons gives you $100, and then blowing up the bridge also gives you $100 as well. Let me just get off these rails in case I get run over. Yeah, it doesn't seem to like have any differences payoff wise, at least. I'm just going to leave the train running, I guess, because I mean it's just taking power from overhead, isn't it? It's not like we're using up any fuel. Now in our inventory we do have our package here to Boris, so we'll just drag that over. And knowing this game, I'm just going to make sure I look left and right before we cross these tracks, because you just don't know with this game. It is a Russian game after all, so I'm sure there's all manner of ways that you could die. Actually, I'm just going to quickly check my key binding. I think I might have ruined my jump button, if there is even a jump button. I'll be right back. Yep, so it turns out I had ruined my jump because I bound that to my vigilance, which isn't really a thing anyway just now. Well, there is a way to turn on vigilance, but for now don't have to worry about it. Okay, so I gotta learn Russian. I'd love to know what these guys are saying. If any of you know, let me know in the comments. I really appreciate it. This is a very imposing building, isn't it? This station where we are at right now. I'm loving this game, I tell you. Let's get inside and deliver this package, and hopefully it's not some sort of trap. Oops, I got my bread. I'm in here. I'm kind of sneaking inside this Russian station. I'm delivering this special package to Boris right now. He's just over here, and yeah, I don't know, he's a member of the mafia, so I didn't know this was what I was going to sign up for when I became a Trans-Siberian rail driver, but here you go, here he is. I would love to know what's in those drafts. Give me the package, he says. Well, I'm not giving you bread. Here's your package, mate.
Я очень люблю изучать новое и пополнять свои знания. Я уверен, что эти материалы...
Exploring new things, expanding my knowledge is my passion. I'm sure that these materials will help me achieve better results. Oh, there we go. Another mission completed. Okay, so that's $25. Actually, even less money that time. I guess we were good. Okay, good job. Your professionalism is keeping us at the very top. Wow. Okay, so this Sergey guy, he's obviously one of the ringleaders in this mafia. I need your help. We must exchange a small sum of counterfeit money into real money. Ivan is in the bar. Ah, yep, at the next station. He's a capable forger. He will give you an envelope with fake money. Ah, okay. All right. Well, folks, I think we're going to call it here, and maybe we'll pick this up in an episode 2, I guess, of sorts. This is just the first look anyway. And if you've enjoyed this game and this episode so far, please do let me know. Please like the video as well if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out. Comment, subscribe if you haven't already as well. Really appreciate your comments, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. It's really great to have you aboard as usual. And yes, share the video as well if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I really look forward to kind of picking this game up for episode 2. We'll be doing some more operations for the mafia, delivering some counterfeit money. So it says there, pick up the envelope from Ivan. So we'll get back into our locomotive in episode 2, and we'll head on down the tracks. I think it's another 7 Ks or something away. Look at this, I just can't believe. Anyway, so yes, that is that's our first look, folks, for Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator. As I said, let me know what you thought about this one, and yeah, if you want to see more, definitely let me know as well. But I guess just some final thoughts as well. I myself, I'm really enjoying this game, more so because it's a rail simulator, but it's also got a little bit of a story behind it, and it's not just about delivering goods. You can also just play with this mafia storyline. So we'll see how this mafia storyline takes us, I guess. And if it turns out that we die soon, then I guess I'll just play in simulator mode and see how we go, just doing the jobs instead of blowing up things and doing counterfeit money. But I think that adds an interesting element to the game anyway. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on the game anyway. Some closing thoughts there. Oh, what the heck, I thought before we close up for the day, I thought, why not go through a realistic shutdown procedure, because the nerd in me, I guess, cannot just leave this poor thing just idling away like this the entire time. So yeah, okay, well, this will be a bit of a prelude to episode 2 here. Looks like we've got some wagons that are ready for transport. So in episode 2, we'll be taking these wagons to the next station, and in the meantime, we'll also be doing our missions for the mafia as well. So let me just go ahead and turn everything off here. Okay, and I'll just apply the handbrake. But at least if I can just shut everything down. Okay, that compressor's off, the big one. Let's just go to the back, turn off this small compressor, which is down here. Okay, all right. Okay, folks, I think I've taken enough of your time today, so thank you so much once again for watching if you made it this far. And hopefully this has been a bit of an enjoyable video for you once again, and yeah, quite a awesome little game, I think. So yeah, I'll catch you soon.